not going to work and I don't feel bad about it. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about why we don't want to work anymore. I myself am a spoiled American that doesn't want to go to work anymore. So first and foremost, and I'll start out with myself, why I don't want to go to work anymore is because I've realized my worth. Everybody I know or people that I'm associated with or in my tax bracket has a regular working class job where they're going to a place like a theme park working, they're at a call center, they're at Amazon, they're working at a car dealership as a car salesman. And it's not to discredit any of those people and discredit their sources of income, but it's more so I found out for myself that this is not where my value lies. This is not how I build my wealth here in America. And I know some people are probably wondering, well, if you don't want to go to work, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make money? How are you gonna sustain your well-being or your lifestyle? And the answer for me is simply chasing my passion, doing what I want to do, and making a career out of it. Now, for everybody else, that could look 10 different ways. For me, it looks like making a video. It looks like recording music and putting it out. And I know a lot of people are going to combat that with, that's not a real source of income. And I know a lot of people comment on some of my videos and say, get a real job. And, you know, I want to elaborate on that a little bit more and kind of put into perspective what a real job looks like for somebody in America in 2023. While there's plenty of jobs out there, a lot of the jobs that we think we have and we think are going to be sustaining us for the next couple years are going extinct. And they're also making huge employee population differences, meaning a lot of people's getting fired, a lot of people's getting laid off, a lot of people are resigning from their jobs because they're taking a bigger payout and they're letting the company take its course, as in if they want to hire a robot and to come do the work they were doing for half the money and half the time, a lot of companies are taking that option. Like, there's a lot of changes being made right now in the job economy. I'm specifically focusing on the word job economy, and we'll get into why in a later part of this video. But let's continue with the history lesson. In the 1900s, America was still building itself. So there was a huge necessity for people to have these jobs, these factory jobs, these jobs where you're going out and doing all types of landscaping, digging, mowing, farm, all types of shit like that. There was a huge need for that because, like I said, America was still being built. And the economy that we're in right now, I'm not saying the economy is great, but I'll say the state of the world, as in America, that we're in right now, is pretty much already built. And people around my age or younger, like, we're just here like, okay, what do you want us to do? Most people say, go get a job. Most people say, go work for this company, go work for that company. They got good benefits, this and that, and the third. And we're like, okay, cool. A lot of people in my age range get wrapped up in these jobs, and it kind of becomes their world, and they don't see anything past it. But then there are also the people that see other things, like they see opportunity within themselves and they're like, well, since I'm here in this world that's already built for me, I might as well take advantage of it and build something of my own. And I guess what I'm getting into is more of the entrepreneurship mindset. I wouldn't say everybody is now trying to be an entrepreneur, but it's kind of the way that the world is heading. Like, there's these new things called, or this new type of work called gig jobs, and and even the bigger companies are following suit with these gig type jobs. Like, people are getting paid daily, people get to make their own schedule, people get to basically create their own work environment, their own co-workers, do whatever they want to do and get paid like they're going to a regular job. For me, how I sustained myself was doing gig work. I was doing Walmart Spark, Uber Eats, DoorDash, things like that, and I've made more money doing that than anything else that I've done along the lines of working a job. And to some people that sounds crazy. There's still people out there that do not believe a word I'm saying about this, but you know, you don't have to. It's not for everybody. But this is probably one of the reasons why you see less and less Americans wanting to work, because we realize we have accessibility to all these different avenues of making money, which is what we need to thrive and survive in America. And you know, the more money you have, the more you can do, and people just want to do what they want to do. So when people find avenues where they can make money as easy as possible, they're gonna do it. And America is full of those opportunities. Like they said, America is the land of opportunity, right? So it confuses me how people are so confused about Americans not wanting to work anymore, when in fact they kind of set it up this way for us, and they're continuing to set it up this way for us. I want to give another example, because I've been doing a lot of research on the city of Detroit for my own personal reasons. I'm actually infatuated with the city of Detroit right now, but doing research on the city of Detroit, I learned it was the Motor City. And what happened in Detroit, why it's so abandoned and such a bad place right now, is the city basically went bankrupt a while ago. So back in the 1950s, it was somewhere around the 1950s, a little earlier on maybe, that's where I believe Henry Ford opened up the first Ford car dealership. Not even car dealership, I think that was the first Ford factory where the cars were manufactured, and that brought a lot of jobs to the economy of Detroit. And then other cars factories started opening up there. I'm not too sure, I think it's GM and Chrysler that also opened up in Detroit. And so most people that lived in Detroit had jobs and worked these factories, and they were making pretty good money. They started having families in Detroit, and it all kind of revolved around the car industry. That's why they call it the Motor City. What happened was, once the 1980s came, these other foreign car companies started making smaller and more efficient cars, and you know, Ford and these other companies couldn't really withstand that heat. So in Detroit, where it all started, you started to see the decline of, you know, these big industries that didn't really have any competition. And you know, you got these other foreign people. I'm not even gonna get into that. That's another video. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, like you guys, like I just said, you can see the decline of a necessity of something. There's not just a necessity for people to go to these jobs at the Ford factory anymore. There's other things happening now. Because there's so many cars, people can drive wherever they want now. People can go wherever they want, do whatever they want now. And you know, Ford, they kind of accomplished their goal of that by opening their factory there and giving the people the jobs. But now that opened the door for them to do other things. And I think what we're taking advantage of as a society now is all the doors that America's opened up for us as far as younger generations and wanting to work these jobs. So we're out here being content creators, we're out here being gig workers, we're out here being people that work in AI, or like there's so many work from home jobs. People don't even have to go in anywhere and work anymore, and work doesn't feel like work anymore. It feels more like I'm gonna do this in this spare time, and I'm gonna make my money, and I'm gonna go do whatever it is that I want to do. I think a lot of people are focusing on building their own worlds right now, and they're seeing the value in their own world. So I think a lot of things are gonna go into a way of where people try to be the most self-sufficient as they can possibly be, as in like, I'm gonna work for myself like this and make this money, and then I'm gonna get this property, and then I'm gonna grow my own this and do my own that, and everybody's gonna kind of become like their own companies. That's at least the way it's looking like it's going in America right now. There's still a lot of traditional jobs available though. Like, you can go work at Walmart, you can go, like I said, work at Amazon, you can go work at somewhere like a grocery store and be a cashier, but you're gonna see all these different changes that are being made. Like, there's so many self-checkouts now. Like, people are going to self-checkout. There may not be a necessity for hiring so many cashiers. It's just a different world than when people first started working. I'm not saying that from experience, but I'm saying that from the patterns and the history that I've learned. But like I said, man, that's basically it. This is pretty much a short video, and I just wanted to talk about something because I have to go to work and I don't want to go to work. So actually, I think I'm not gonna go to work, and in my opinion, find something you love to do, make a career out of it, and get to work. I'll see y'all later.